handle. But right now, I've got a taste of your morning biz bite. Is Hollywood leaving California for New Mexico? Well, apparently the answer is yes. And they say that they're leaving from, I guess the nickname in Hollywood is they're leaving Hollywood to go to Tamalewood. And it's in order to take advantage of a 35% tax incentive in New Mexico. So you've got major production companies like Netflix and NBC Universal that have both built studios in Albuquerque within the last year. And despite the pandemic, you had 26 film and 24 TV projects that were produced in the state. And so far, New Mexico has reportedly rolled in $623 million from the entertainment industry. Now, there are some local leaders, though, in New Mexico who say they're opposed to using taxpayer money to fund the movie industry. Because they say if you're attracting all this spending to the state, that's great, but what are you spending to attract all those businesses to come here? Still, over the next decade, Netflix has committed to spending $2 billion on production in New Mexico, while the state expects to put in $38 million to incentivize the programs. Well, the NFL has warned teams, look, you could lose some money if there's a COVID outbreak among unvaccinated players in the 2021 season. So CNBC got a hold of this memo where the NFL informed teams, executives, and head coaches that it doesn't plan to reschedule games as it did in the 2020 season because of outbreaks. Instead, the league wrote, postponements will only occur if required by government authorities, medical experts, or the NFL commissioner. The NFL notes most of its teams have vaccinated 100% of their top staff and set up protocols for staff who aren't vaccinated, but the league said more than 75% of players are in the process of being vaccinated, and more than half the clubs have vaccination rates more than 80% of their players. If the games are moved or canceled because of unvaccinated individuals and teams, players could also face penalties. And there's an industry that outperformed the market since 2015, and pandemic did not stop it at all. It's the garbage industry. It's something you and I use every single day, and we don't think about it. Now, landfills have made a majority of their revenue on tipping fees. And at first, tipping fees? What's a tipping fee? Those are the fees that are charged to the trucks that drop off their garbage based on weight. The tipping fees, so they're tipping them over. Anyway, because landfills require a lot of investment up front, many private companies have replaced municipal governments to their own and operate landfills. Private companies also played a huge role in finding new ways beyond tipping fees to get a profit. And what they're doing is they are landfill mining and landfill gas-to-energy projects. So it's a whole industry that you don't even think of. When you put your trash at the curb, you just assume it goes to a landfill and you kind of don't think much of it after that. Oh no, all these different private companies are saying, we are going to make money off of that. And they're doing just that. All right, Tyler Whitman. You didn't even know I was going to do this morning. Get used to it, buddy. Tyler is now the new technical producer for Wake Up Call, the Bill Handel Show. John Ramirez left us yesterday after years on Wake Up Call. Tyler, we are thrilled to have you, though, as a part of our new family.
Oh, good morning, and thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate that. I'm happy to be here.
Tell the Wake Up Call family about you.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. I've been with iHeart for about 3 months. Honestly, had no really radio experience prior to coming here. I did do an internship at Fox Sports Radio a couple years back, but pretty ripe still, and I kind of just jumped in and started learning things quickly, and John obviously had an opportunity elsewhere, which created an opportunity here, and I was selected, so here I am.
Okay, what I want the Wake Up Call family to know is Tyler has one of the snarkiest senses of humor of anybody I have ever met.
Wow.
And I feel like I have to up my game when I'm around you.
First impressions, Jen.
I mean, it's a good thing.
First impressions. I mean, this could have been a good opportunity maybe next week, 2 weeks from now, but all right.
But
right
today, absolutely. Are you kidding?
Right
oh yeah,
we
are. Yeah, I'm putting you right into the fire. And by the way, everybody, Tyler just got married.
Also true.
So Tyler gets a new gig and a new wife, and then now you're in. I mean, this is the kind of fast life you're leading right now.
It is. It's all happening very quickly, and I'm very fortunate and grateful. Happy to be here.
Okay, so you know you're working with me. You know you're working with Alex. Then okay, we're pretty benign. But then you know you're working with Handle.
Oh yeah. I've been what's the word I'm looking for here?
Warned?
I'm gonna say warned. Yeah.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word, but yes. I mean, Handle's great. He's Handle. So if you can hang with Handle, then you can pretty much hang with anybody else, right?
Amen to that. Tyler, we are thrilled to have you as part of the crew now, and show everybody you're going to be here in Tyler's name. Handle is going to call Tyler out as much as possible because you know that's what he does to all the new people. So just be ready for that, Tyler, but we're thrilled to have you here, and you are a ton of fun in the mornings, and I look forward to it.
I'm ready. Thank you so much, Jen. Happy to be here.
All right, great. All right, you guys, Tyler Whitman. Tyler, hey, what's your social media handle so people can follow you?
It's ty.whitman is my Instagram, and I don't really use anything else, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
At least not yet.
Ty.Whitman. All right, we'll have to set you up on Twitter, too, because a lot of our wake-up call listeners like to tweet us in the morning, little things and whatnot. And, by the way, they will criticize your bumper music.
Oh, great. I look forward to that. And I do have a Twitter, but I can't remember the handle right now, so I'll give it to everybody later if they want it.
Okay, sounds good. Fair enough. I'll tweet it out later. JJLKFI, I'll tweet it out.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jen.
All right, absolutely. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk House Whisperer, KFI's House Whisperer, Dean Sharp. And I'm going to be very honest with him. When he said he wanted to talk house history, my eyes might have rolled a little bit because I thought, boring. Not boring at all. In fact, I was freaking fascinated, and once again, I was wrong. Nick Taliakini, take it away, since I'm going to have to, man culpa to Dean here in a second. I got to come up with something.
I like it. That works, Jen. Checking the drive in the Yucaipa area. It is an ongoing problem for you on the westbound side of the 10. From Live Oak, or rather, before Live Oak Canyon, or Oak Glen Road, it's the two left lanes that are shut down. Only the far right lane is open, and that's going to be a rough go of it for your drive. Heading westbound on the 10, coming away from about Calamasa Boulevard, or as you're making your way through. So definitely give yourself a bit of time heading through. Eastbound side of the 10, there were lanes shut down. Everything has reopened, but still seeing a bit of a slowdown for your drive. As you're making your way through the Orange County area, still got a rough go of it for your drive in the Anaheim area. Eastbound side of the 91 before State College is the carpool lane taken away. Overall, 91 eastbound going to be still going for your drive right now, updating the map, and it looks like it's heavy for you leaving Harbor Boulevard. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Poliokini.
Before I started Rooter Hero Plumbing, I was an angry young man. Hello, I'm John McClan. I was angry because my dad died when I was 17 and he left me alone. I was angry because I couldn't go to college with my friends and because I had to drop out of high school. It's not a pleasant story. But as I grew older, I also grew up. I realized that my dad didn't leave me alone. He left me with values and principles that continue to shape my life. Dad said, be on time. He didn't like it when people were late. He taught me to be polite. It was something I lost, but recaptured along the way. And he taught me to keep my promises, because broken promises lead to broken relationships. We teach and keep these values at Rooter Hero Plumbing. I think we have a pretty good company. I know we have great people. And if one of our heroes fails to live up to these values, please call me. My private number is on the back of every Rooter Hero business card. You can also reach us at rooterhero.com. Thank you.
Everybody needs a hero. Rooter Hero. CL 102-8886.
SoCal weather from KFI. Mostly sunny today and tomorrow. Highs will range from the mid to upper 70s at the beaches, mid-80s for Metro LA and Orange County, mid-90s for the valleys in the IE, and then inland highs Sunday and Monday could drop into the upper 80s to just right at 90. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
If you are fully vaccinated, but you still want to wear a face covering at work, you still can. California's updated rules for COVID-19 prevention in the workplace protect you. Learn more at saferatwork.ca.gov.
It's okay if you're wondering, is the COVID-19 vaccine safe for people like me? And when you're ready, here's your answer. It was tested by adult volunteers of different ages, races, genders, ethnicities, and health conditions. Tens of thousands of people, a group as diverse as California itself. And thanks to them, we know the vaccine is safe. Let's get you there. Let's get to immunity. Learn more at vaccinateall58.com or call 833-422-4255. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Rates subject to change without notice. Minimum loan amount requirements apply. 60% loan to value and 620 FICO credit score. Certain restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Finance Lenders Law license number 6036970. Equal housing lender.
Ah, you're just waking up this morning, maybe doing some sheet angels in the bed, and you're hearing some great home loan rates being advertised, and you've thought to yourself, oh, those are nice, but I'm still a little dreamy because I probably won't qualify. Maybe I'm self-employed or my credit's just meh. Well, wake up. Pick up the phone and call IntelliLoan because IntelliLoan can help you get that great home loan that you need. In fact, right now, IntelliLoan is offering a 1.99% APR with no points or lender fees, and this is even if you've got a credit score of 620. So no more excuses about why you think you won't qualify. Call IntelliLoan. They've got a 1.99% APR with no points or lender fees, even if your credit score is 620. Call IntelliLoan today before the rates go up. Call them at 1-800-918-6200. That's 1-800-918-6200, or just go to IntelliLoan.com.
IntelliLoan. Borrow smart.
At Sit and Sleep, we know that people are experts at all kinds of things, except one, how to shop for the right mattress.
Right, Dad. Shopping for a mattress isn't something you do every day, or even every 8 years.
That's why Sit and Sleep has mattress experts with an average of 10 years experience, and bed match technology that scientifically recommends just the right mattress for you.
So for expert advice, trust your sleep to Sit and Sleep.
You know, Drew, I'm an expert at other things.
Like what?
Screaming free!
Call Service Champions for their $88 professional AC tune-up at 833-777-7777.
Live,
KFI,
local,
AM 640.
and iHeart radio station.
Hey y'all, it's Dean Sharp. Today's not at all boring House Whisperer segment is brought to you by Duffy Power. Go to Duffy Power and never suffer through another power outage again. DuffyPower.com. DuffyPower.com.
Dean Sharp, I deserve that so much. Kfi Am 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Welcome to a Friday and your wake-up call. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee, and of course we are watching the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games in Tokyo. This morning officially kicks off 2 weeks of competition that'll be held in front of thousands of empty seats, which is so weird because it's just like the opening. Right now they've got the parade of athletes going through, which is just such a moment of pride for every country. All of the athletes waving their flags, you know, smiling under the masks. You can see how happy they are, and but there's nobody in the stands. It's so weird. An LA County's health director says there's been an 80% increase in cases of COVID-19 over the last week, most all of which are the Delta variant. And as of yesterday, Barbara Ferrer says there are 645 people in the hospital with the virus. 22% of them are in ICU. Dean Sharp, okay, here's my apology. Right out the gate. When Alex said we were going to talk house history, I went, oh, yay, a history lesson at 5:39 in the morning. And then I read your notes and I went, God bless America. Now I have to apologize to him because I read this thing cover to cover, printed it out, walked downstairs, and even shared it with my husband last night. Yeah.
When have I ever disappointed you, Jen?
No, and how many times have I doubted you? Multiple? I know. Here. That's me slapping my own hand.
Oh, and
Dean,
by
good
the
morning.
way,
Yeah.
why didn't you warn Tyler about me?
Well, you're a lot more kinder and gentler than Handel.
Oh, I'm a handful.
You are a handful in a different way. That is true. Dean, Tyler, good luck with that.
We've met.
No, I'm nice.
He's super
I'm the
nice.
easiest guy to get along with. All right.
At Home with Dean is where you can follow him on social media or just listen to him tomorrow, 6 to 8 a.m., 9 to 11 on Sunday morning. All right, let's go over this house history. Can we start with making your bed? Because I immediately went to that one, almost trying to prove my own point, like, hey, let's get the history of making the bed. And then, God bless America, there's a great story.
Okay, so this weekend we are doing house history And the purpose of looking back to the history of where certain facets of our home came from, there is a purpose. I do have a reason. And the reason is not only to have a little fun with it, because there are some things that are pretty interesting and fun, but also to realize that homes kind of have co-evolved with the lives of the people living in them. And when we understand where facets of our home come from, it frees us. It frees us to honor the past without having to be stuck in it. It allows us to understand and to move beyond what I like to call the pot roast story, which is maybe another thing we can talk about too. But one of the fun little facts is this term, making your bed, which has literally been turned upside down now in modern days. It's about 180 degrees opposite of what it used to mean. What it used to mean when we all used to sleep in the same room together, and that is the Great Hall. Back when homes were essentially a gathering spot, a structure for the whole family and or tribe and or village to find shelter in. One large structure. That structure was used for, 800 different things. Cooking, gathering, eating, working, all of this kind of stuff, including sleeping, which meant there weren't beds just laying around all over the place. When it came time to sleep, finding a place to bed down, finding a place for you to gather some hay, some straw, pull it together in a corner, grab a blanket, find a soft place to lie, was your responsibility. It was literally, when it was time to sleep, you would have the responsibility to make your own bed for that night, to make your bed. Now, of course, in the morning, once you get up, mom and dad are like, hey, make your bed. Meaning put it back together again and make it look nice. Not exactly how it started. So making your bed, literally a thing back in the Middle Ages and prior to, that everybody had to do every night. Because if you didn't make your bed, you weren't sleeping soft anyway.
Okay, and now you've just armed all kinds of kids with a reason to tell their mom, I don't have to make my bed, because that's not the real meaning of it.
There you go.
All right, what's the chairman of the board?
Okay, so in this great hall, this great multi-purpose room, which, by the way, the original open concept, open plan area. In this hall, when it came time to eat, dining tables, this was before there was such a thing, really, as the dining table. Dining tables were essentially long planks that were propped up on both ends. Think of it as kind of long rough planks propped up on, the modern day equivalent, or the ancient world equivalent of sawhorses.
Okay, yeah.
So, and folks who gathered to sit around these boards, they were boards that we ate on. When you gathered to sit around it, most everybody in the hall had some kind of bench or another, not comfortable seating. Comfort wasn't really the key. So you would grab a bench, and benches would get pulled up against these boards. Benches that during the day were getting used for other things, working, sewing, whatever. So they would be pulled up, except for maybe the big man on top, the guy in charge of everything, the chieftain or the lord of the village. That individual, in order to demonstrate wealth and power, would have perhaps his own chair.
Ooh.
He would have a chair, not a bench, and that chair would usually be sitting, as is still our custom today, at the head of the table, at the end. So he wasn't sitting along the sides with all the common folk. He was sitting at the end. And he was literally, if you walked in to an open hall and you were looking for the person in charge during a mealtime, you would look at the head and you would be looking for the chairman of the board.
Oh, see, this is why I love this stuff. Okay, and I can't let you go with what's the pot roast story?
The pot roast story is, I don't know, you may have heard this before because it gets applied to different things, but it's a general lesson about learning history. It's this story that has gone around, I've heard it ever since I was a kid, and that was, you got a family and they loved grandma's or great-grandma's pot roast recipe. And great-grandma every year would make the pot roast, and she would start by cutting the ends off the pot roast and then putting it in the pot and getting it all done, and all those spices and all that stuff. So for generation after generation, the family gets a perfectly good pot roast, cuts the ends off, puts it in until one day somebody asks, why do we cut the end? What does that help? Why do we cut the end off the pot roast? Well, daughter asked mom. Mom didn't know. Mom asked grandma. Grandma didn't know. Finally, grandma asked great-grandma. And great-grandma's like, well, you don't have to. We cut the ends off the pot roast because our pot wasn't big enough to fit the whole roast.
Oh, unbelievable.
And so, the lesson of the pot roast story is that there are, all throughout our lives, especially when it comes to our homes, kind of these vestigial old ways of doing things that when you're thinking about remodeling, when you're thinking about breaking out, when you're thinking about updating and renewing and kind of stretching out and really making your home what it is, don't be afraid to break or bend or challenge some of the quote-unquote rules, okay? We got to find out what they are, why they're there, where they come from, and that way we will know whether this is something really important that everybody should obey, like, having the right beam over your head so the house doesn't collapse, or if it's something as vestigial, leftover, and inane as cutting the ends off the pot roast when we don't have to anymore.
Dean, you are amazing. You never cease to amaze me, and I love our chats on Friday morning.
Me too, Jan, even if you doubt me.
But again, I doubt you, I mea culpa. It was my bad this time, and as it is every time, you always give me fun stuff and great ideas, and I love the pot roast story, and now I got to share that with my mom.
There you go.
All right, have a great weekend, Dean. Tomorrow morning, 6 to 8, 9 to 11 on Sunday. Follow him on social media at Home with Dean. I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, thanks. See you later. All right, when we come back, we are going to go live to Japan with ABC Jim Ryan. Right now, the opening ceremonies, if the Olympics are happening in Tokyo, we've got the parade of athletes, and the Team USA just got there on buses, and they're walking in right now to the arena area where they will go through their parade with the flags and the whole 9 yards. So we'll get perspective from Jim in just a second. But right now, let's see what's up with your drive again on the 91 in Anaheim.
It's gotten worse for the drive this go-around, Jen. On the eastbound side, through as you make your way towards State College, it's going to be before State College. It's the carpool and 2 left lanes shut down for some cleanup work from an earlier right. That's going to be a messy drive for you heading eastbound on the 91 as you come away from Euclid. So plan for La Palma as a Surface Street alternate to the south of the 91. You can even use Commonwealth or Orangethorpe to the north of the 91 to save a little bit of time this morning. Westbound 91 through Corona, patchy for your drive as you come away from Lincoln, continuing toward Green River. Actually, no update in the map. Looks like those delays do stick around in stretches toward the 241 toll road. Starting to see a busy drive for you out of Linwood on the westbound side of the 105. Long Beach Boulevard stretches the slowing for you toward Crenshaw Boulevard. Knock on wood, 91 west through the LA County area. Not too bad as an alternate to the 105 west. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick O'Keefe.
Hey everybody, it's Dean. Just like Jen has questions for me every Friday morning when we get together and talk, ever since Duffy Power Services became a sponsor here at KFI, I've been getting a lot of questions about how home backup generators work. So here goes. Once Duffy evaluates your home, they hook you up with the perfect generator to meet all of your needs. And then when the next outage occurs, while everyone around you loses power, your generator automatically takes over and life continues uninterrupted. When the power comes back on, the generator turns itself off. It's really just that easy. What also is easy is zero interest financing and payments as low as $72 a month, which makes your emergency power totally affordable. Now, as you know, the pandemic has everything in short supply, so don't wait. Call today, and Duffy will make sure your life, your comfort, and your safety won't be interrupted during the next outage or any of the ones that come after that. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say Duffy Power. Pound 250, Duffy Power, or find Duffy on the web at duffypower.com. That's DUTHIE power.com.
This report is sponsored by the California Labor and Workforce Development Agency. California's updated COVID-19 prevention rules for the workplace no longer require physical distancing or barriers at work, except under certain circumstances. To learn more about these updates, visit saferatwork.ca.gov.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Electrolit. After a long delay, the opening ceremony at the Tokyo Olympics kicked off this morning. Rowing and cycling on today's docket, soccer and softball are tomorrow. Kelly Jensen blew his third straight save as the Dodgers allowed 4 runs in the ninth and lost to the Giants. San Fran now leads the division by 2.5 games. And UCLA and Gonzaga will play a rematch of April's Instant Classic Final Four game on November 23rd in Las Vegas. I'm Misty Jordan.
Go fast and push yourself when you run, swim, or play any sport. And stay hydrated with Electrolit. Electrolit's great flavors and scientifically superior hydration formula help you recover in an instant. Head to your local 7-Eleven and grab a cold and hydrating Electrolit.
There are no limits to what we can do together. So let's keep rising, California. Get vaccinated and wear a mask when it can protect you and others. Your actions save lives. To learn more, visit covid19.ca.gov.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation. So it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
Check it out, Lulu. A roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fade out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an email wearing sunglasses.
Lena, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Attorney Joe Cordell. For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is, you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell is here to help. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has been there to guide men through all aspects of divorce. And we'll be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's California area attorneys. 1455 Tracy Road, Suite 500, San Diego, California, 92108. CordellCordell.com.
Need a new water heater? Water Heaters Only, with over 53 years in business, offers low prices, quality same-day service, and for a limited time, 0% deferred interest financing up to 24 months for a water heater replacement. Visit waterheatersonly.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Shall I compare me to a summer's day? Well, I am hot. I've got a sunny disposition and this speedo. Oh, shoot. Is this on? And now the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
Meal deals at Moza. Get nasty firecracker chicken, lemongrass beef, or Taiwanese popcorn calamari, each for less than $20.
Number 4.
You can get a rolling duffel and cosmetic bag where you earn 500 points on your rewards card, the 26th or 27th.
3.
Mark, Don, and Paul are calling you. The coolest brothers bring you the best burgers and fries slathered in Wahlburgers. Wahlburgers opening this Friday.
Number 2.
You can win up to $100 in free slot play or cash when you earn 500 points on your rewards card. 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Wednesdays and Thursdays.
And the number 1 reason.
Play 7-card stud, Omaha, and Texas Hold'em in comfort and style in our poker room.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good times.
Tickets are on sale now for our 2021 iHeartRadio Music Festival, September 17th and 18th in Las Vegas. Billie Eilish, Cheap Trick, Coldplay, Dua Lipa, Florida Georgia Line, J. Cole, Journey, Khalid, Lil Baby, Maroon 5, Nelly, Sam Hunt, Weezer, special guest performance by Phineas, and more on the T-Mobile Arena Nighttime Stage. Get tickets now through AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
Live and local.
Kfi Am 640.
An iHeart radio station.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Let's take you live to Tokyo and the opening ceremony of the Olympics. And there is ABC's Jim Ryan. What an assignment for you, Jim.
Yeah, beautiful evening here in Tokyo. Nearly 10 o'clock at night now. Sun went down a while ago. Then you had the fireworks going up over the skies over Tokyo, a giant arena, 40,000 seats. Of course, only 950 of those seats were occupied, one of them by First Lady Jill Biden. Emperor Naruhito is there as well. He will declare the 32nd Olympiad underway very shortly. Right now, the parade of athletes coming in. Niger was the last country to make its way through. Those athletes, their team, and now 205 altogether will make their way through, and the games will be declared open, Jen.
Yeah, I just saw Team USA lining up outside. It looks like it must be warm there. A lot of people carrying fans, and I know they were supposed to be wearing jackets, like sport coat kind of things, and they're all holding them. So it looks like it must be warm.
It is warm. It's 82 degrees outside and warmer than that inside. There are lights on, of course, and I think you see that some of the athletes have kind of a glow to them. They're sweating because it's warm in their costumes, that represent their country. So, it'll be interesting. Also, I saw some flashes of lightning out on the horizon. They're hoping, certainly, that weather doesn't interrupt any of the competition.
I would say 95% of the people in the parade of athletes this morning that I've seen are wearing masks. Is it mandatory there right now for all of the athletes?
It is, yeah. It's something that everybody has to do. Masks are required. Social distancing is kind of the norm. This will go down, Jen, certainly as the COVID Olympics. The coronavirus and the pandemic are the backdrop for this entire event. But competition will get under. In fact, already there have been some competitions leading up to this, some qualifying, and also some actual games. No medals have been awarded, of course. Tomorrow we really get underway in earnest.
Okay, and as far as the stands, so there's sort of a red glow around the arena where the athletes are parading through, and it looks like, I don't know, is it pieces of paper? What is that in the stands that sort of makes it look more full?
Yeah, it's kind of multicolored cards or multicolored seats that give you a different impression that the seats are occupied. They aren't, but it does look like that from a distance. Okay. The lighting, by the way, changes color with the country that happens to be coming through. When Nicaragua came through a short time ago in their blue uniforms, the lights turned blue. And when different countries, different colors come through with their costumes, then the lights change as well.
And this part for me is so prideful for any country that comes through. You get to have, you're parading your flag through. Oftentimes you see them come through in some sort of native garb to their country, and that's all very cool. But I had to laugh. There was a very shirtless Tongan man who was very greased up that camera loved. I hadn't seen them focused on anybody as much as this guy, and it just made me laugh. I thought, wow, Tonga's getting a lot of representation this morning.
They know their audience, don't they? You watch. Did you turn it down? Did you turn it off? No.
Of course not. In fact, I think I just sat here and watched and looked over and told Alex, hey, Alex, watch the TV right now if you're not.
I don't know if he was greased up or if that was sweat. Again, I mean, it is warm. Everybody's sweating in there. So, yeah, that guy was built. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, see, even you saw him. Okay, there you go. So when it comes to then the games today, what happens after the opening ceremony?
Well, everybody goes to bed. Obviously, it's late night here, but tomorrow we'll get underway. There'll be a lot of swimming underway. And interestingly, the Ryan Murphy of the U.S. swimming team, somebody asked him about the lack of crowds in the stands. He says, sure, they draw energy and they draw enthusiasm from their fans who are there at poolside, but at the same time, he says, they can be a distraction. And so the COVID lockdowns or the empty stands are giving him and his teammates the opportunity to focus on trying to win medals. Of course, I think he's trying to put the best face on this situation. He certainly would rather have Americans there cheering him on.
Now, in the Team USA, how many people do you have a count yet, or even an estimate of how many Olympians made it there and then either came down with COVID or in that sort of bubble, that COVID protocol, so they're not able to compete?
Well, with very few athletes, actually. I think the last count was 110 people associated with the games. That's not necessarily athletes. That's mainly, technical people or assistant coaches or transportation people or something like that. There are very few athletes, but one American beach volleyball player, he felt fine. He didn't have any symptoms at all, and he had tested negative before he left the U.S., arrives here in Japan, tests positive again. They do a test just to ensure that it's not a false positive, and it's confirmed that he has COVID-19, so he's going to have to sit in his hotel room and and try to watch the competition while one of his teammates fills in for him. But yeah, I mean, you can imagine the disappointment of training for years, with some of these folks training their whole lives to try to make it here, and then being told, nope, sorry, you've come up positive.
All right, well, Jim, we are going to be checking in with you pretty much all throughout the Olympics. I'm looking forward to your reports every morning at this time. We'll start Monday morning at 5:50 with you again. So go get some rest, and good luck for your first day of full-on competition tomorrow.
Thanks, Jennifer.
All right, thanks. See you later. This is KFI and KOSTHD2 Los Angeles, and let's get a look at your drive this morning. Jeff Baugh, don't you love the Olympics? I mean, I know it's not the normal Olympics, but it's still the Olympics.
No, it's always very extremely exciting. It really is. It's too bad what's going on with COVID and stuff, but it's really something. That was a great report, by the way. That was fun listening to. Good morning to you. Boy, oh boy, I hope you caught the Moonstead. It was rather spectacular as well. My goodness. To the freeways here. Actually, we came off Van Nuys Airport here and went to the east a little bit, but we're going to turn around. I just got a new heads up from CHP. Maybe a South 405 at Roscoe. I was about to give you a great report, so we'll check it out for you. I can vouch for from that point up and over the hill into West LA. It's okay. Now, a couple of trouble spots I want to warn you about. One is the West LA getting to it, but it's on the West 10 around the 405. A severe crash there. It's really slow coming away from National, so be heads up. The eastbound drive is looking good. In Orange County, I hope you caught Nick's warnings about this going through Anaheim. West 91 State College before the 57. Terrible crash there. They're still cleaning up from it. It's backed up almost to the I-5. Don't forget about Orangeville, La Palma on both sides of the 91. Get you over towards the 57. Don't go away. A lot more coming up. Injured in an accident. Visit TripperWomanStripperLawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the sky.
This is Leland Smith, owner of Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, and AC, with another good deed for free. Our technician Brandon was performing a tune-up for a customer whose mother had recently passed away. It was actually his mother's house, and they were preparing for an estate sale. Brandon noticed his son was really struggling to disassemble a bed frame. It was too big for one person to handle alone, so it kept falling on him as he was trying to hold it up with one hand while unscrewing it with the other. At first, the customer refused Brandon's offer to help, so he asked, "Haven't you heard of our good deeds for free?" Actually, he hadn't, because it was his mother's house. So Brandon jumped in, lent a hand, and was able to help him finish the job in no time flat. Funny how a good deed for free could turn a big, difficult job into a quick and easy one. Let us help you too. Find us online at ServiceChampions.com. Service Champions, plumbing, heating, AC, and good deeds for free.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 38,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
SoCal weather from KFI, mostly sunny today and tomorrow. Highs will range from the mid-70s at the beaches, mid-80s for Metro LA and OC, mid-90s for the valleys and the IE. Then Sunday and Monday, we could see inland highs drop into the upper 80s to right at 90. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. This has been your wake-up call. Handle on the News starts now.
Handle on the News. Handle on the News.
You're not sure we should be shaking hands anymore at all. I like a fist bump as much as
Bill Handel.
But are you really suggesting that maybe handshakes should be a thing of the past in our culture?
And now, here's Bill Handel.
Friday, July 23. Friday, July 23. We have Jim. Let me get the microphone over here. Make sure that works. We have Jim Keeney coming up at 7:30, medical news, and guess what? Guess what the medical news is going to be? Oh yeah. First, a quick hello, Jennifer. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Are you watching the Olympics?
I am.
The opening ceremony?
It's the 4.5 hour march of the Olympians with their flags and waving, and the U.S. I think has 800 people on its team they're sending, and then there are countries like small countries in Africa that are sending 2. I wonder what the qualifiers is for those small countries and 2 people. Someone just shows up and go, hey, I'm willing to go. Okay, you qualified. There you go. Welcome to the Olympics. Yeah, what venue would you like me to participate in? What sport? It doesn't matter. Just enjoy yourself. And you were talking about the Tonga guy who was
how long did they pan on him?
Well, it's always that way. You know those guys, Brazil! Yay! There's Brazil.
What, they didn't call you this year to be part of the Olympic team?
No, and, how big the Brazilian delegation is, what, 4 people? No, it's about 20 people.
I think the U.S. has 110.
That are there.
That are there.
Much less 850-something participants. I guess there's no limit to the number of participants. Anyway, good morning, Wayne.
Good morning. I'm a little surprised, Jen, that you weren't already aware of the Tongan Olympic guy, because he caused a similar stir at the last Olympics for his chiseled, oiled torso, and I think he's competing again this year.
Is it the same guy?
It's got to be. It's Peter Taufete'efua.
Every year.
See, I thought he was different than the guy, but it made me laugh when anybody else on that Tongan team got zero publicity this morning, except that guy.
Right, and you can't hug him because he'll slip right through. All right, did I say good morning to Alex?
No.
No, good morning, Alex. She's running around someplace. And Tyler, good morning, Tyler.
Good morning.
We'll get used to you.
I hope so.
Yeah, eventually. We've got a lot to talk about today, the Tokyo Olympics, different spins. Also, we're going to talk a lot about what's going on with the Delta variant, and I'm going to keep on pushing the vaccines until you can't stand it anymore. I am fanatic about that. And Monday, I'm going to go through the reasons people are saying no. Some of them are legitimate, even though they're wrong. At least they make sense. And I'm not talking about the crazies where it's all about the government taking control, or it's about the Democrats are doing this on purpose to take control of Congress. I mean, those are just crazy people, the conspiracy nuts. But one of those, and every night we get different news stories of people who weren't vaccinated, and there they are dying. So get vaccinated, or family members. One woman lost her mother, and mom wouldn't get vaccinated. Now she said, even mom said, I wish I would. And it's, one of the big ones is, and you've heard this before, and that is, we don't know the long-term effects. We do know the long-term effects of COVID. Well, actually, the short-term effects of COVID. Not a good idea. And here it is. We haven't tested enough. We don't really know. Well, I have an idea. Why don't we dig up 610,000 people and test them to see if they've actually died? What do you think? Those are some effects. It just drives me completely nuts. Truly, it does.
Do you throw any blame at all, even 1% of blame, on the FDA for not expediting the full approval? Those vaccines are all still available only under emergency use authorization, and there are a lot of people who are pointing to that and saying, look, this thing isn't even approved under normal approval. If it became approved, fully approved, that would take away one of the arguments. And the thing is, it's not the worst rationale I've ever heard.
No, you're right.
Somebody's trying to justify not getting the vaccine. It's a decent rationalization. I don't agree with it, but it's hard to look at that person and say, no, you're crazy. The thing you're saying now is crazy.
Well,
that you're concerned that it hasn't been fully approved.
Well, the FDA is moving as quickly as it can. Emergency use authorization is exactly that, because if we waited for full authorization, no one would be vaccinated at this point.
Available.
And how many people would be dead, hospitalized and dead? This is now hundreds of thousands of people we're talking about. and the more people that are vaccinated, the better off we are. Except we're gonna see a variant that is completely resistant to the vaccines, and they're scrambling all over, and we're all gonna line up. We're gonna go back to those huge lines for vaccines. You watch. It's gonna happen. What is that new one out of Peru?
I believe that's the Lambda variant.
Yeah. That's there was another variant that's come up.
The thing about the Lambda variant is it's impossible to know how dangerous it is because Peru has such a low vaccination rate that any variant is going to cause havoc there. It may not be any more of a concern.
We don't know
in this country, but the point is, every single time that virus is passed from one person to another, that's the opportunity for a mutation. And every time then it multiplies in the new person, there's an opportunity for mutation.
Oh, I have the right to make my own choice. You know, how many times have you heard that? Olympians, there's a huge number of Olympians that have not been vaccinated. I have the right to pass on COVID and have you die. Well, okay, fine.
Olympians, there's about 100 that are not vaccinated. It's actually, I think they have 83% vaccination.
Right, but we're talking about 100 out of the American team.
Yes,
we don't even know what the other teams are.
But overall, it's 80, or I guess maybe it's the U.S. team is 83%.
Right, which is still high, but it should be 100.
It's higher than in the country. It's higher than in any state.
Yeah.
It's higher than in, I think, I don't think there's any county even that's cracked 83% yet.
And the NFL, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, too. The NFL, Roger Goodell just said, you're not vaccinated, and we have to cancel a game. You could forfeit. If we can't get it rescheduled, you can forfeit.
No, I think they're saying we will not even
no matter what
reschedule.
And so here's what happens.
In other words, the game will not be canceled. The game will be forfeited.
And the pay will not happen.
Right.
Now, do you think that if you are one of the non-vaccinated and the game is forfeited and these players lose their salary, which is no small amount of money because there are only 16 games, you're going to see a couple of pissed off players, some teammates that are going to go, thank you very much, look what you did to us. All right, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back and continue on with plenty more news. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee.
President Biden says his administration will follow the science when considering new mask recommendations. He said those who are vaccinated remain safe from the Delta variant, but that there is currently a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Pentagon officials say there's been a rise in suicides among service members as the demand for U.S. troops grows. A senior defense official says the increase in suicide deaths, particularly in the Army, appears to be linked to the constant demand for overseas patrols and ground troops. And CAL FIRE says the fire burning mostly in Plymouth County is now 18% contained. That fire has more than tripled to 113,000 acres in Northern California since Monday. We'll take a look at your drive on the 405 with the Kfi in the Sky next.
Get sizzling solar savings now with Semper Solaris, your local veteran-owned solar and battery storage contractor. Being veteran-owned matters. Here's veteran, founder, and owner Kelly Shawhan.
In the military, when you give your word, it just is your word. Work hard and keep your word. That's what we do every single day. Everybody did exactly what they said they were going to do, and that really impressed me. I've heard about Semper Solaris and found out that they were veterans, so I knew they were going to do the job right.
Declare your energy independence. Choose solar panels made in America. We get the job done right with esprit de corps and honor. Add Tesla Powerwall and prepare for blackouts. Grab the federal 26% solar and battery tax credit. No interest or payments until 2022. Call 415-354-2969. 415-354-2969. Or visit sempersolaris.com.
26% federal tax credit based on eligibility. Consult your tax advisor. Cannot be combined with any other offers on approved credit. New customers only. Some restrictions apply. Expires 8/31/21. CSLB number 978152.
Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year. It's amazing because Discover is accepted at 99% of places